Season 3 of Guilty Gear Strive is finally here for everyone to play, and I cannot be happier. The agonizingly long 4-day wait between being able to play the game at Versus Fighting 11 and having the actual game in my hands was agony, and I cannot be happier that it is finally over. With new universal mechanics, massive balance overhauls, new moves for characters, and Johnny finally being here, I am so excited to play Strive again. It feels so good to be back and to actually have a character that not only do I really like, but is extremely strong straight out of the gate. It is an absolutely amazing feeling. So, let's talk about Johnny and Season 3 of Strive. But first, real quick, have you heard of the partner of this channel, Rogue Energy? Rogue Energy is an energy drink substitute that gives you all of the benefits of your favorite energy drink with zero of the downsides. With no spikes in your blood sugar and no crash in your energy, Rogue Energy is the perfect substitute to all you caffeine lovers out there. Choose from several different delicious options like raspberry pineapple, black cherry, and my personal favorite, blood orange. Simply take one of their shakers, add some sparkling or still water, add your preferred flavor, shake it all up a bit, and congratulations! You have an amazing energy drink to help you get through your day. And for you non-caffeine enjoyers out there, Rogue has a variety of non-caffeinated options for you to try, with some new ones coming on the way. So what are you waiting for? Use code HE'sGekking at checkout to get 20% off your order for Rogue Energy today. Now, let's get back to striving. Before I go over Johnny, and trust me, we're definitely going to be going over Johnny soon, I want to talk about the changes that happened in the new season of Strive and how they're going to affect the game. So why don't we take a quick look at the patch notes to see what's going on. Okay, yeah, I'm not reading any of that. Hey, look, everyone, there's some cool fire at the top of the burst gauge. I wonder what that means. Burst has seen some major adjustments to how it worked in previous seasons, leading to some wild situations. To begin with, Blue Burst has actually been buffed dramatically. Now when you get a blue burst, you release a rebirth fart sound effect that hits everything on the screen. It can still be blocked, however, it means it's no longer possible for people to use burst save combos or burst save setups on you. If they want to beat your burst, they need to block it. They can't just have the burst whiff. A lot of people, including myself, said this was a nerf to Happy Chaos, and while it technically is, he can still block the burst while shooting you from full screen. So it more affects characters like Mei, Axel, Zato, and anyone else who had a burst-specific safe tech combo, as now you can't just whiff your blue burst. Gold Burst was also changed. Unfortunately, it doesn't go full screen like Blue Burst does, which is a huge missed opportunity. Arxis, please fix this. But now instead of giving you full tension, it just gives you positive bonus instead. Now, this is a nerf for most characters, but positive bonus has also been buffed, as now it gives you burst gauge back as well as tension gauge. In fact, positive bonus gives you all of your burst gauge back by the time that it's over, meaning that you can gold burst, spoink on your opponent, and then, once positive bonus has finished, you can fucking gold burst on them again. But why is there so much emphasis being put on the burst gauge with these changes? Well, that's because now the burst gauge has more uses than just using burst. There are two more mechanics that have been added to the game with Season 3. I talked a bit about these in my previous video on Season 3, which you should totally go back and watch, by the way. But since we have more information on these mechanics, I want to go back through them. Wild Assault is a new offensive mechanic that can be inputted by using 236D. It takes 50% of the burst gauge and has the player advance forward towards the opponent. If you hold dust, you're able to increase the distance and the damage of the attack. The attack comes in 3 different versions, all of which have unique properties. Orange is the most common version and actually gives the character a bunch of momentum when they use it. This allows them to easily convert their combos from mid-screen to go towards the corner, and lead to a bunch of ridiculous looking crap. Blue is a bit more rare, generally being reserved for characters that need to set things up in their game plan. Blue guard crushes the opponent when they block the attack. Both of these versions can be cancelled into any attack or special move. White is reserved exclusively for big body characters and gives the character invincibility after they activate it. The invincibility isn't instant as it takes a bit of time to kick in, but it's fast enough to be used to fly through pokes. However, you cannot cancel the white version into normals or specials. You ready for the fucked up part? If the opponent gets hit with Wild Assault or blocks the Wild Assault, then they lose a portion of their burst gauge. The portion is increased if the Wild Assault is held down and it launches grounded opponents, allowing for combo potential. So not only can you get a free combo from it, but they literally cannot burst to protect themselves. They just have to hold it. Plus, if you use Wild Assault to break the wall, then you get a hard knockdown like you would when you use a super. And they lose the burst gauge, so they have to hold the Oki. It's so funny. This is going to define the meta for a while, with characters that are able to use Wild Assault easily shooting up in tiers, and characters that can't find effective ways to use it maybe being left on the wayside. White is an absolute bullshit version, by the way. Deflect Shield is the new universal defensive mechanic. Performed by inputting 2 and 4D, you auto-block all of the attacks that connect with you, including projectiles. When a Deflect Shield is used properly, it will send the opponent flying away, most likely out of range for any of their attacks to connect. There are setups that characters can use to beat Deflect Shield. The easiest one is if the offensive player uses Roman Cancel, they can completely avoid the push block. But since characters using Deflect Shield are still affected by frame data, some characters are able to get into situations where they can keep their offense going by using guard-crushing moves on their opponents. I was labbing this for 2 hours last night, and I know that I will never get to use it in an actual match. Since it auto-blocks everything, it's a very good option against characters like Millie, as you're able to just completely avoid the mix-ups that they throw at you to get them out of your face. However, since it can easily be avoided and cost 50 burst, you're going to want to make sure that you're not too obvious with it. Make sure you're using it in situations where it can't be autopilot beaten. I think it's a great option, especially against high mix-up characters, but you will need to be cautious when using it depending on situations. And of course, alongside the long list of changes, there were new moves given to characters, and okay, we haven't even got to Johnny yet, so I'll just speed run through these. Bad, good, mid, good. Yes! No! And with that, it's finally time to talk about the star of the show. Finally, after 2 years of waiting, Johnny is finally in Guilty Gear Strive. Johnny is a mid-range monster of a character who is able to convert his stray hits into devastating pressure alongside good high-low mix-ups. Due to his step dash, his movement isn't as fluid as some other characters. However, he more than makes up for it with his combo potential and Oki situations, as well as his large buttons. Johnny doesn't start out extremely threatening, but trust me, once he hits you with one combo, you are going to be feeling the pain. Once this man gets going, he absolutely gets going, having the ability to combo off of unseeable overheads and having insane frame data on block. Let's go over his moves though, shall we? His 214 P, K, and S is his most iconic move in the series, being Mistfinder. Look, I know it sounds like I'm saying Mistfinder, but I promise I'm saying Mistfinder. I'm Northern, bro. You're gonna cut me some slack. Mistfinder is a giant horizontal slash that can go in one of 3 directions, being down, forward, and upwards. On the ground, the downwards version, aka the slash version, is a low, so you can catch out your enemies if they're not blocking their toes. Before the attack comes out, Johnny is forced to enter a stance, which we will call Mistfinder stance. Look, I'm not creative, I just make funny visuals, I don't know what to tell you. In this stance, Johnny is able to do a few things. He's able to dash forward and backwards at a speed slightly faster than his step dash, as well as activate his Mistfinder attack by letting go of the button. If you press heavy slash while in this stance though, you actually cancel the stance and return to neutral. Now, this has always been a thing with Johnny. In fact, it was one of the things in Plus R that defined the character by allowing to manipulate his frame data by stance cancelling out of specific normals. However, in Strive, it's not possible for you to actually make him plus off of any of his normals like you could in Plus R. The best thing that I could find is that you can make your 2HS safe on blocks so you can fuck with your opponent if they're used to you doing a special move afterwards. However, you can use the stance cancel to extend combos and get specific setups. The B&B that I used on day 1 actually incorporate a stance cancel in it to be able to connect 2HS to 5k. It's a very cool gimmick, it's just a shame that it's not more useful. I'm still gonna do it though, you can't stop me. Mistfinder could also be done in the air in all the same directions, though it is mostly used to get an instant overhead by doing TK Mistfinder slash version. By doing 2149S, you get an instant downward slashing Mistfinder in the air. You can also do 2147S, it still works, Johnny just flies backwards a little bit. So from something like a close slash, Johnny is able to get a low or an instant overhead that come out at the exact same time, which is extremely powerful for him. If he has the meter, he is of course easily able to convert off of them, but there's another thing that he has that allows him to be able to convert from both of these really easily, and that is his new gimmick. His unique gimmick in this game is known as Turn Up. Sounds like turnip. Johnny has several specials that can cause him to spawn a card that flutters down to the ground. When you strike a card with Mistfinder, the card explodes. Well, it's more like it slashes the card again, which causes the opponent to fly to the stratosphere or get guard crushed, but, you know, explosion sounds better. There's multiple ways to get cards out on the field, but the easiest is to use 236 PKRS, also known as deal. It's very simple. Johnny throws a card forward. Depending on the button used, Johnny throws the card at a different angle, with punch being very close, kick being near full screen, and slash being high up, but still pretty close. It's generally best for Johnny to throw a card after situations where he can't finish a combo with a card set, so he's able to keep his pressure going. The easiest situation for this is after a throw mid-screen, you just throw a P card toss so you can keep your offense going after they land. Speaking of ways to set cards, Johnny's 236 HS is known as Vault. Johnny flips forwards towards the enemy and lands in front of their face with a big smile. This move has a follow-up if you press HS during the flip, where Johnny throws a card down at his opponent. It's useful to end combos as Johnny can activate the card on the opponent's wake up, as well as it being useful for a quick side switch combo off of 2HS if you delay the follow-up, and it can lead to an extended combo in the corner. If you use 236 HS in the air, you get the air version of Deal, where Johnny slams a card downwards, not unlike his follow-up to Volt. It's a good way to get your opponent back down after air combos, and can be used after a throw in the corner for a quick OTG into card slash. It's very cool. I drop it all the time. His final special move is 214HS, also known as Ensenga. Now, this is a remake of a plus arm move by the same name, but with completely different functionality. What was once a quick overhead combo starter that required 50 meter to fuck somebody up in the corner is now a corner combo filler that hits mid, despite having Johnny jump in the air. They don't even let you do this move in the air anymore. I can't force it to be an overhead. Why did they remove the TK property? That was my favorite part. You can use this as a way to bait throws. Since you fly into the air, Johnny isn't able to be thrown, and since his step dash isn't the best, it's generally better to use this to try and bait throws rather than backdashing. Or you can be normal and just IAD back and hit them with a move. It does make his corner combos look very cool. I just wish he would tell me where he was getting so many bowls of Jack Daniels from. Like, this shit is expensive, Johnny. Hey, May, I need more money for balls of Jack. I'm running out. Okay, maybe I'll buy the cheaper brand. His supers are both really good for different reasons, with his 236, 236S being Joker's Trick. I can see him on the stairs already. Joker's Trick is a projectile super, which sends Johnny to his opponent and transforms them into a giant card, which he then slashes. It feels like a reference to his old XX instant kill, where he does a similar thing, but this one doesn't instantly kill the opponent. It does, however, allow for Johnny to be able to convert most of his combos into big damage and potentially hard knockdowns. Not to mention, since it hits on ground level from full screen, you're able to punish your opponent for doing basically anything. From throwing a projectile to whiffing a button, if they do something, you can just hit them with the Joker Trick. I'm the Joker, baby! His 632146HS is his iconic super. That's my name. Johnny creates a J on the opponent in fire that then explodes and deals a bunch of damage. This is your damaging super ender, as well as his only true reversal tool. It's not got a very big horizontal range, but it does hit pretty high up, meaning it's decent in some situations when compared to others. It can be hard to connect in normal combos as well. However, the best way that I found when getting him in the corner is that if you get a wall slump, you can use Volt without following it up to get right in front of the opponent's face and then go into That's My Name. It's also extremely cool. Like, if you get a kill without breaking the wall, the camera just pans to see Johnny's face and, oh my god, he's just so cool. Okay, I'm just gonna gush about this character for the last couple of minutes, because this character is fucking badass. Yeah, him not having coins to level up his Mistfinder anymore is sad, but the card move is so cool. You can just pop your opponent up on wake up if they don't block. You get a free combo from a TK overhead. You can do this B&B where you hold the P stance and then you dash forward and negative edge the stance and still get the strike, and it allows you to do a close slash dash pass with close slash follow up, and it looks fucking awesome. And since you end a lot of your mid screens in 236HS too, you're able to get safe pressure on their wake up, and there's like little they can do after it apart from DP. Apparently, if you hit the first hit of just 236H in the air, then you can get your opponent to slam to a hard knockdown state as well. He's good at mid screen, a monster when cards are on the screen, and he chats shit when he throws you. He's so cool. He is so fucking cool. So yeah, Johnny deserved to be top tier like he was an X-Side. If you want to know more about that thesis statement, then you should come over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Gekkosquirrel_live, where I'm not only playing Stride matches against viewers, but I'm also going to be gushing about this character for the entire time and showing off some funny tech that I've hopefully found since I wrote this and since the video's uploaded. Thanks for watching. Remember to use code HE'sGekking to get a discount on some delicious Royal Energy. Sub to my Patreon and come join the Twitch. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you are loving Season 3 as much as I am. As always, a very special thanks to 64 MHz, Almost Nap Time, Ben from Canada, Cervantes de Leon, Daniel Wiedericht, DJ Mindsoul, Fexo, Games.png, I Am Naoto, Jackal Reeves, King of Games, MP04, Ray W, Richmine, Super, Forcon, Tom Tanks, Voltage Charge, and Zandatsu for being Tier 2 patron supporters.